Hey there peeps, it's Tico here, bringing you guys another tutorial of Dragon Ball Z Infinite World. And as requested in my previous video, somebody actually requested doing Frieza. And Frieza being like the first like huge main villain, you know, galactic overlord of the Dragon Ball Z series. I guess he's one of the characters that I actually like to play against. Most of the time I don't play with him a lot whenever I do play, but he's like a pretty cool character to play as. So in this video we're gonna go over his combos and cancels and stuns and his infinites. And if you don't know how to cancel or do combos, make sure to check the link that will be in the description, which will take you to my official combo tutorial for Dragon Ball Z Budokai games. And without further ado, let's get going. Alright, so first we want to cover the cancels. I'm gonna try to cover them starting with like the square cancels, the punch cancels, and then I'm gonna go to the kick cancel. So going first, the first cancel that's most important for Frieza is like his basic starter whenever you want to do a combo. It's forward square 3 times, then 2 times triangle, which is this one right here. Right there. So forward square 3 times and then 2 triangles, and then you hold the triangle right there, the second triangle, and you cancel it out, that kick right there. Alright? And as you can see, you know, you cancel it out, follow it up with whatever, and then you do the death beam. So that's the basic cancel that you want to do with Frieza. That's like his best starter. Frieza's fastest starter is the forward square. All the other starters, animation for him are kind of slow. So whenever you want to follow up like a fast cancel, usually it's best to follow it up by forward square, because forward square is his fastest starter. So usually whenever you want to, like, you know, catch a person whenever they teleport or something, usually this is the best way to do it. So it's a little bit long, I would say. Not that great for catching people whenever they teleport because of its length, but it has decent speed, and I guess really that's all there is to it. So next up we got forward square, 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 square. Forward 4 times square. Or is it 5 times? It's 5 times square. Forward 5 times square. Forward 5 times square is another forward square starter. The cancel frame for this one is a little bit quicker. You hold it right there at a square, but you only got like a split second to cancel it out before you're actually able to continue the combo with another hit. So let's go ahead and do it real quick. Reset to the ground. And so yeah, you have to cancel it right there. I'm gonna try to do it a little bit slower to see if you guys can see whether the hit count resets or not. You see? Even though I did it pretty quick right there, the hit count reset because I didn't do it fast enough. This is the cancel that requires you to do it a little bit quicker. It has to be like a split second after where you press the square after you cancel the previous square from the forward square 5 times. See? You gotta like get the timing exactly right. It can't be too slow because, you know, it would not work at all. So that's the other cancel that he has. I don't like doing that one too much whenever I'm doing combos. I prefer sticking to the other one because it's better. You know, it gives you more the timing for canceling the triangle instead of the canceling the square for the other one. It gives you more a longer stun frame on the opponent, so you get a better. You can slow down a little bit. You know, it's easier to mess up the fast one as it is opposed to messing up the one that requires you to be a little bit slower. So that of course in itself, you know, it's just like just how the game works. So next up we go for the kick cancels. The kick cancels. There's one kick cancel you want to worry about, and the only kick cancel you want to worry about that starts with regular triangle, just with the regular kick. It's 3 times kick and 1 time square. And this one is somewhat of a fast cancel. Not that fast, but it's somewhat fast. So it's 3 times kick, 1 time square. So 3 triangles, 1 square. Right there. As you guys can see, whenever you see the spark on his right arm, that's exactly when you're allowed to cancel the attack. Right there. Alright. Alright, shooting. Now let's go ahead and combine this with the forward square. So I'm gonna do the triangle 3 times square, and then I'm gonna follow it up with forward square 3 times and do 2 times triangle cancel. And then I'll finish it off with like a regular square and do it like a death beam. Alright. Let's see. So there is 2 cancels you can do in a row. It's like a 12 hit combo, almost about 1,000 points of damage. So it's like 1 bar of health damage right there. So next up for the kick cancels, we want to do forward triangle square, forward triangle triangle square square. That's the next one you want to worry about. Is this one? Forward triangle triangle square square, and you cancel the second square. As you can see, when you cancel the second square, right there, the opponent is stunned for like a second. You see? Alright, not that one. So it gives you plenty of... It gives you like pretty much almost a full second in which the opponent is stunned in the frame for you to be able to cancel and continue with something else. So it doesn't require you to be, you know, insanely fast to do it. So let's go ahead and try this one, followed by the triangle one we did before, followed by the forward square we did previously in the first one. So let's do it. Alright, let's go back to the ground. Alright, let's see. One more time. For whatever reason, I always let go of the square whenever I do that cancel. So this one? Yeah, I'll let it go every single time. I always press the guard right after the attack, because the attack animation, you gotta actually... I don't know if you guys noticed, but whenever you hit the first punch, there's like a small like split second delay, and you gotta be aware of that. The cancel doesn't start immediately after the first punch connects. It starts like a split second after it connects. So you can't cancel too fast, otherwise you'll mess it up. So be aware of that. So yeah, there you go. Okay, so now I got the timing right. Alright, I thought I had it right. Yeah, okay, I got it right. Alright, one more time. Yep, I got it right. Alright, so now let's do the full thing together. Alright, so I got that one right. And I did it a little bit slow right there. A little bit faster. It's a little bit tricky to do all those because they got different like timings of speed. So let's do it one more time. It's a little bit quicker. And I let it go that time. Alright, one more time. I always like slow down when I do the second one. There we go. Okay, the full thing all together in one. That's a really varied timing. I don't know why. Maybe that's the reason I don't like playing with Frieza much whenever I do use him. Maybe that's the reason, because he does exactly that. He always like slows down like that. And I really don't like cancels that slow you down because I'm used to doing it all fast. But that's one of the things that you gotta be aware with Frieza. All his attacks got very weird like attack animations. Some of them is slow down and some of them speed up. So let's go to the next cancel. And I actually want to go back to a back square cancel. So back square cancel is a cancel that actually resets. It's a cancel that puts the opponent into the air and then resets them back down into the ground, where you do back square 4 times. So let's go ahead and do it real quick. Let's reset the opponent so he doesn't get fatigued. So it's back square 4 times, and then you hold the square right there. As you can see, on the 3rd square, it puts the opponent in the air. On the 4th, where you cancel it out, I think it's the 2nd that puts him in the air. The 3rd is the one that hits him to the ground, and the 4th is the one that you cancel. So it puts him into the air, and then when you do the 4th square, you cancel it out after the 3rd square hits him back into the ground, and you can cancel it out right there. So I want to see if I can do... Let's see. Alright, let's try this again. One more time. Oh, no. Fatigue. Okay, a little bit more. A little bit more. Timing. Slow down. And there I had to speed up. Alright, so get my speed right. Too fast. Gotta slow down on the first cancel, speed up on the 2nd, and slow down on the 3rd again. Alright, so let's do it. There we go. See how I gotta like watch it, because I gotta like tell myself I gotta slow down and speed up of which parts to be able to get it right, because the speed differences in the attacks it's what throws me off completely, and that's what makes Frieza a little bit tricky to play as. So whenever it comes to cancels, those are the only cancels you want to worry about. You want to worry about this one, which is the basic starter cancel for him. Then you want to do this one as well. You also want to do the triangle, then followed by the square. You want to do the forward triangle, square 2 times, and then you want to do the back square 4 times. Those are the main cancels you want to worry about with Frieza. And if you're concerned about, you know, remembering these, Of course, in the link in the description, actually, there will be a part where I actually show all the cancels and stuns and the infinites and the reset starters for every character, that I'm covering in this tutorial, which is Frieza. So you know, if you have doubts, if you forget something, just look at the description and all the info will be on there. So we've already covered the cancels. Now let's go to covering the stuns. Now stuns are attacks, of course, that you don't have to cancel. They stun the opponent for like a second or two, and you don't have to cancel them, and use while the opponent is stunned, you still have a chance to connect with another attack followed up. So the first one we want to do is square 3 times. So square 3 times. Stuns the opponent for 1 full second. And as you can see, you can follow it up with something else. Next up, we want to do triangle, square. So this, instead of canceling out the square that we did before for the triangle, square that we canceled out before, we're going to let the square go and actually hit the opponent. So let's go ahead and do it. So as you guys can see, it stuns the opponent if you actually let go of square. So this is one of the things you want to like always think about characters. A lot of the cancels can also be stuns, but usually it's better to do a cancel because cancels are faster, and if you do attacks faster, you can catch the opponent when they teleport, and you can inflict more damage in less amount of time. So the faster you do it, the better. So that's why cancels are always done preferably over stuns. So I mean, like this one, it's like triangle, and do it 3 triangles and then 1 square. You cancel it out. Or you can do triangle, and then square to stun. But of course, the triangle, 1 square canceled out, it's a little bit quicker. Next up, we want to do 2 triangles, 2 squares, which is also another stun. So as you guys can see, it works right there. So actually, let's do triangle, square, do stun, and then let's follow it up with the 3 times square stun, and then let's finish it off with like forward square, cancel, and then finish it off with like a death beam or something. So let's go ahead, do those 2. Alright, a little bit slow right there. Alright, let's do it one more time. There we go. Okay, that's pretty good. Alright, next up I want to show you another stun. Now this stun is like, I don't even know what to call it exactly. It's a forward triangle, or forward triangle only. I think it's forward triangle, square. There we go. Just forward triangle, square. There we go. So this one is just like the other one. You know, the other one that we were doing before was forward triangle, and then square to cancel out. But instead of canceling out, we actually just press the first square and don't cancel out the second. So you do like that. In the first square, we let it go, and it cancels out the opponent right there. It stuns the opponent for a second. Or, you know, of course, we can also do the forward triangle, and then 2 squares and cancel out to do a little bit quicker. Alright, so now let's go ahead and go to another one. Let's go ahead and switch to the basic ones. Back triangle like this, which is like a kick where you like stun him for a second. Then the other one is forward triangle, where you go like this and stuns him for a second as well. Those are the basic stunts that you really want to worry about when playing with Frieza. There's also the main one that I like to use in battle. Is triangle 3 times and then square, which I already mentioned. 3 times triangle and 1 square stuns. But if you follow it up with another triangle, it also stuns. So let's go ahead and do it. So as you guys can see, if you do 3 triangles, 1 square, it stuns. But if you also do 3 triangles, 1 square, and then another triangle, it also stuns. So it's always preferable to do the one that's the longest because you're doing more damage in once. And then, last but not least for Frieza, we got his very unique tail stun. It's the only tail attack that Frieza has, and it's actually done opposite of what other characters can do. Whenever you press with other characters, you press like back R2 or back P+K shortcut, it usually does this. But instead of you pressing back with Frieza, you gotta do it by pressing forward. Because when you do back P+K or back R2 with Frieza, it hits with the tail instead. And if you press back R2 and you press R2 3 times and you click it, it goes ahead and does this. And it stuns the opponent for a second as well. So let's go ahead and actually do something real quick. let's go ahead and do it. So right there, I did like a 20 hit combo. I did 3 stuns and 1 cancel. I did the tail stun, which is 3 times back R2. I also did the 3 times triangle, square triangle stun. I did the 3 times square stun, and I did the 3 times square and 2 times triangle cancel. And of course, you can do any combination of the things I've shown. I could have also just added this to the mix. A cool thing about this is it's also a ground reset. You can put the opponent into the air and you go like this, put them up, and then reset them back down to the ground with the back square, square, square. So, pretty cool things that you can do with Frieza. So, now that I've covered cancels and I've also covered the stuns, it's time to move on to the infinites. Now, Frieza has 3 infinites, but one of those infinites only work in 2 forms of Frieza. So, keep that in mind. So the first infinite that I want to go over is its basic starter, the forward square, 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 2 times triangle. Forward 3 times square, 2 times triangle. That is an infinite for Frieza. And if you do it fast, it continues going. So let me go ahead and do it like 3 times or something so you guys can see what I mean. Alright, let's go ahead and get the timing. Alright. That is an infinite. That is an infinite. And if you haven't noticed by now, since Frieza's fastest starter is the forward square, his other infinite, that's also a cancel, is his other forward square starter. So it is the forward square 5 times. So forward square 3 times and 2 times triangle is infinite. And the forward square 5 times is also an infinite because it's the fastest starter. Usually when you want to think about infinites, you want to go with the fastest starter the character has, because the fastest starters are usually the ones that work best with infinites. So let's do the forward square one. Alright. Alright, let's not hit him too far away. So as you guys can see, that one is also an infinite. I prefer doing the forward square square 2 times triangle because in this game, of course, you have the shortcut grab by pressing guard and punch. And when you're doing like square cancels with an infinite, usually sometimes if you cancel it too fast and if you tap them both at the same time, instead of doing the infinite, you'll go ahead and switch to doing the grab, and it will make you like flinch your infinite and miss the timing. See, like right there at that specific moment, specifically what I'm talking about. If you do it too quick, if you're not watching your timing specifically right, you might mess it up and press square and guard at the same time instead of pressing them at opposite moments. I mean, it seems like you're pressing them at the same time, because you're canceling fast, but there is like a split tenths of a second timing in which if you press them both at the same time, square and guard, it will just make you grab instead. So that's why I prefer doing the one with triangle, because there's no shortcut with guard and triangle in this game, so there's nothing to mess you up whenever you're doing an infinite. So keep that in mind whenever you're playing with Frieza. And last but not least, the third infinite for Frieza is his back square square square. His back square square square. Yep, back square 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 is the other infinite for Frieza. The one that ground resets is also an infinite, but this one only works in Frieza's 2 big forms, Frieza's second form and Frieza's third form. The reason being, and I'm gonna demonstrate right now, if I repeat the back square 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 2 times, you'll see what happens. Watch. Do you see it? You see how it actually goes underneath the character because you're too short and the opponent is too high at the moment you cancel it out? I mean, you could slow down, but that would ruin your timing. You see what I mean? That last hit that's supposed to connect to continue the combo going doesn't connect. And if you're in your final form, since this is exactly the same height, it will not work as well. You see how it goes underneath it? So yeah, that elbow hit at the very end right there does not connect. So it is impossible to do this infinite with Frieza's final form and Frieza's first form. But it is possible to do it if you are in the second form. So let's do it. So as you guys can see, you can follow it up anytime you want. And of course, in these forms, you can also do the other two infinites. So these two forms are bigger. They're a bigger target for whenever the opponent wants to hit you. But they're also better if you want to like easier use, easier use of your attacks. And it has more reach, especially for the tail attack. So I prefer the bigger forms when I'm fighting with Frieza. But then again, the smaller forms are the harder target to hit, especially if the opponent's trying to do an infinite on you, and they do more damage. But of course, it's a give and take thing. So actually, let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and switch it out. Let's see. I was gonna switch out to another one. There we go. I use all three infinites in one single string. So in the big forms, you can use all three, which is cool. So actually, let me show you that you can also do it with the other one. So you guys can make sure that you know that part. Let's go ahead and charge up. Transform to the third form. So you guys can see it's also the same thing. So that is Frieza in a nutshell. Everything I've covered you can do in a combo anytime you want. So I mean, I think Frieza's a pretty cool character. You know, he has decent infinites and stuff. I let it go right there. Let's try to do. Let's see, which one would I want to do? Alright. Let's do it from the base form. Yeah. I don't know, Frieza's a pretty cool character. You know the one thing I don't like about Frieza though? Besides from the fact that some of his moves you gotta slow down to do them. The one thing I don't like about Frieza is that his only cool move is the Death Beam. Because the other attack, the other attack that he has called Death Wave or whatever it's called, it literally only hits right in front of you. And you know, it's not like, for example, like Cell's Energy Field, where Cell's Energy Field hits all around you, so the opponent cannot even teleport against it. This one is like a wave of energy, and it's only in front of you, so the opponent can still teleport against you. So it has very short range, not that great of a damage, and the opponent can still teleport against you. So it's like they really could have done a better job with Frieza in this game, I think. But anyways, thank you guys for watching, thank you guys for listening. Leave me your comments below, let me know what you guys thought about this character tutorial, and whether you think Frieza is a pretty cool character to play as. If you have any questions, if you have any suggestions for a character I should do a tutorial for, let me know. I think I'm planning on doing a tutorial for Cooler later, and maybe Yamcha as well, because people requested those. Actually, I've requested myself to do Yamcha, but somebody else requested me to do Cooler, so and Cell. So Cell, Cooler, Kid Buu, and probably Yamcha will be like my next tutorials or something. So thank you guys for watching, thank you guys for listening. Leave me your comments below, and I will catch you guys later.